Coming up February 3rd, we'll see another great matchup at light heavyweight between Joshua BUATSI and Dan AZEEZ, two men who are extremely familiar with one another. Let's talk about this fight scheduled for February 3rd, 2024. The upcoming light heavyweight battle between two United Kingdom light heavyweight hopefuls, Joshua BUATSI and Dan AZEEZ, will finally take place this coming Saturday, February 3rd. These two men will be facing off at the Wembley Arena in a fight that is huge in the UK market, and it's huge in the light heavyweight division. Reason being that either of these two men have been hopeful toward becoming a world champion, and they both have shared space in their preparations early in their careers. Not only that, it can be said that they are friends. They've trained together, they've sparred together, and now they have to face one another, and that will bring both men to an impasse that will decide their fates going forward. BUATSI, who's headlining the card, will be currently 17-0 with 13 KOs against Dan AZEEZ, who's 20-0 with 13 KOs, the most intense rival at this point in both their careers. Reason being is because the light heavyweight division has two champions, one who is most fearsome and the other who is a consummate boxer. And these two men, regardless of who wins this fight, will have to bring their skill sets to a different level if they're to face either man. Hopefully by the end of this year, we will have one champion, and the winner of this will be the first in line to meet them. In the case of Dan AZEEZ, he's coming into this fight. He is an old school roughhouse fighter, a throwback fighter. His fighter that he looks to for inspiration is Marvelous Marvin Hagler. And AZEEZ, though he doesn't fight like Hagler, he brings the similar approach to his career, very intense, looking to be workmanlike and break his opponents down. He wears the colors that Hagler used to wear. He even wears the high tube socks like his idol once wore during his career. In the case of Joshua BUATSI, he's a little bit different a little more modern day. And BUATSI, who I had touted just recently, about 3 years ago, as a man to watch in this division, he is a brooding, aggressive slugger. He really doesn't operate behind the jab, but he likes to mix it up. He's not afraid of contact. He is known to go in his fights and look to take his opponents out. He was being trained by Virgil Hunter. I'm not certain if Hunter is still working with him at this time of this video, but what I wanted to say about him is he has had some limitations in his career recently. Promotional issues, inactivity that go hand in hand, but also there's something about him not being as complete a fighter at this stage that I thought he may advance toward. I don't know if it's the outside of the ring issues or if it's what's happening presently, but these two men have something in common: the familiarity between the two. They have different types of personalities. They definitely have different types of boxing styles. It may make for a great fight. The fact that they are familiar with one another, having sparred dozens and dozens of rounds with one another, being in the same gyms, and taking time out to spend time as buddies. However, now with what's on the line, that has to be held in check. And the man who is able to focus and be determined for what his objectives and goals are is the one who will have the edge. In the case of Dan AZEEZ, AZEEZ is a fighter that he has a Commonwealth position and he could be launched into a title shot a little bit faster. However, he has to emulate that desire that Hagler had. If he really wants to live up to being the type of fighter that Hagler was, he's going to have to forsake all friendships, everything, and go about this business to try to get BUATSI out of there, and in an impressive fashion. Because this is not one of those things where you want to ink out a decision. You have to make a statement in this fight. And will AZEEZ be up for that? It remains to be seen. Both fighters are orthodox. He's 5'10", and he is ready. However, in the case of BUATSI, he's 6'2", and he has a 74.5-inch reach. And that can factor in and be a horrible situation for AZEEZ because he has the height and the reach. But this is the X factor for BUATSI. Can he listen to his trainer? As I watched his last couple of fights, I didn't like what I saw from him, particularly the unanimous decision that he won over Craig Richards. He wasn't using his left hand very well, and he didn't use the jab, the left hook. Can he improve upon that performance? That remains to be seen. But what do you think? This is Stormy B-Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.